Welcome back, Coin Explorer family, where every coin has a story, and every story could open the door to something extraordinary. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a coin that at first glance might seem like just another piece of small change. A coin that you might find lying forgotten in a drawer, sitting at the bottom of a purse, or rattling in your car's cup holder. But don't be fooled, because what you're about to discover might just change the way you look at every coin you've ever held in your hand. We're talking about the 2001 Malaysian 10 sen coin, a coin that not only represents the culture and artistry of Malaysia, but has recently stirred excitement among collectors due to its unique design elements, its place in history, and the rare possibilities that some of these coins might hold. Yes, while most of them are common, a few can carry a value so surprising it could go into the thousands, or even more. But let's be clear, we'll talk about this carefully, keeping everything grounded in research, ethics, and transparency. No hype, no exaggeration, just the real story behind a fascinating piece of Malaysian currency. Let's begin with the basics. The 2001 10 sen coin was minted by Bank Negara Malaysia, the official central bank of the country. And like many other coins from this series, it was part of Malaysia's effort to modernize its coinage in the early 2000s, both in terms of design and materials. Made of nickel-plated steel, the coin has a silver-like appearance, offering both durability and affordability in mass production. It weighs about 2.85 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters, making it small and light, but no less significant. On the reverse side, you'll see the large denomination number, 10 sen, prominently displayed in the center. Above it, you'll find a beautiful hibiscus flower, Malaysia's national flower, known locally as bunga raya. The hibiscus represents national pride, strength, and unity, a perfect symbol for a country that is rich in culture and diversity. Surrounding the upper edge, you'll see the words Bank Negara Malaysia, and just beneath the denomination, the year 2001 is engraved on either side of the number 10. But flip it over, and that's where things get really interesting. The obverse side of this coin features a traditional Malaysian game called Congkak. This centuries-old game has been played across Southeast Asia for generations. The design shows a Congkak board with carved detailing that reflects the artistry of traditional Malay woodwork. It's not just decorative, it's deeply meaningful. The game symbolizes strategy, thoughtfulness, and a connection to one's cultural roots. Now here's where things begin to heat up. While millions of these coins were produced for circulation, a very small number have drawn the attention of coin collectors and numismatists around the world, and not just for their beauty. Some 2001 10 sen coins have been found with unusual characteristics: minting errors, misalignments, die cracks, off-center strikes, and even plancher anomalies. And it's these rare variations that can make a seemingly ordinary coin incredibly valuable. Let me give you an example. In 2016, a Malaysian collector reported finding a 2001 10 sen coin with a significant die rotation error, where the obverse and reverse images were not properly aligned. Instead of the standard 180-degree alignment, this coin had a rotation of almost 90 degrees, making the Congkak board appear sideways when the hibiscus side was upright. The coin was submitted to a professional grading service, where it was graded and authenticated. While exact sales figures for such coins are hard to come by, collectors familiar with Southeast Asian currency have estimated that some of these rare variations could fetch thousands of dollars in private auctions, especially if they're in near-perfect condition. And in some international markets, where collectors specialize in mint errors from around the world, the numbers could go even higher. We're talking potentially 5 figures, that's tens of thousands of dollars, for a coin that originally had a face value of just 10 sen. But let's pause and clarify something very important. Not every 2001 10 sen coin is valuable. The vast majority are still worth exactly what they were minted for, 10 sen. However, if your coin has a rare minting error, is in uncirculated or high-grade condition, or has a unique flaw that sets it apart, then, and only then could it be worth a significant amount. So, what should you look for? Let's go over some key indicators that might suggest you've got a valuable version of this coin in your hands. 1. Off-center strikes, where the design is not aligned within the rim of the coin. 2. Double die errors, where parts of the design are stamped twice, creating a blurry or shadow-like effect. 3. Plancher flaws, such as cracks, bubbles, or lamination errors. 4. Die rotation, when the two sides of the coin do not line up correctly. 5. Missing elements, like parts of the date or design that didn't strike fully. 6. Proof-like finish. If a coin looks shinier, smoother, or glossier than normal, it may be from a special run or struck with extra care. Collectors also value coins that have been professionally graded. Services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, can authenticate your coin's condition, error type, and assign it a market-recognized grade. A coin graded MS65 or higher, meaning it's in mint state, with little to no wear, could dramatically increase its value. Now, let's step back and talk history. The year 2001 wasn't just any year in Malaysia. It was a time of transition and development, economically, culturally, and socially. Malaysia was moving into a new century, investing heavily in education, infrastructure, and national branding. New coins, like the 10 sen, weren't just money. They were symbols of modern Malaysia. The inclusion of the Congkak design was deliberate, a way to honor heritage while looking ahead. That's what makes this coin special. It captures a moment in time, a moment where tradition and progress coexisted. Holding this coin is like holding a message from the past, and that's what makes coin collecting so emotional, so powerful. These aren't just metal discs, they're tiny time capsules. Let me tell you another story. In 2018, a young student in Kuala Lumpur was helping his grandfather clean out a storage cabinet. Inside an old wooden box was a cloth pouch filled with old coins. Most were dusty and worn, but one stood out. A shiny 2001 10 sen, almost untouched by time. Curious, the student compared it with other coins and noticed something odd. The Congkak side was perfectly aligned, but the reverse side seemed slightly rotated. They had it examined by a local numismatic club, who confirmed it was a die rotation error. It was eventually sent to an international grading service and came back as MS66 with error certification. It wasn't sold at public auction, but offers came in. One collector from the UK was willing to pay a 5-figure sum. That's more than many people earn in a year for one tiny coin. So again, not every coin will be like this, but the possibility is real. And that's what keeps collectors searching, year after year, coin after coin. Now let's talk design in more detail. The hibiscus flower on the reverse is not just pretty, it's symbolic. Each of its 5 petals represents one of the 5 rukun negara, the national principles of Malaysia. Belief in God, loyalty to king and country, supremacy of the constitution, rule of law, and courtesy and morality. That's a lot of meaning packed into one flower. And on the obverse, the Congkak, a game of counting and strategy, reflects intelligence, patience, and the beauty of traditional culture. The board's engraving is also worth admiring. It mimics the ornate patterns often seen in Malay woodcraft and architecture. For many Malaysians, this design evokes nostalgia, memories of playing with parents, grandparents, or friends during holidays and village festivals. So yes, this coin is valuable in more ways than one. Financially, certain rare versions can be worth a great deal of money, sometimes in the thousands, and potentially much more depending on condition, rarity, and market interest. But even beyond money, this coin is a work of art, a slice of culture, a piece of national identity, and that's something no price tag can fully capture. So here's what you should do. If you have a 2001 10 sen coin, or any older Malaysian coins, take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass. Compare them to standard images online. Look for anything unusual, any misprints, any off-center designs, any surface flaws. If you think you found something special, reach out to a local coin club or submit it for grading. Don't clean the coin. Cleaning can reduce its value. Just store it safely and let the professionals evaluate it. And remember, even if your coin turns out to be common, it still tells a story worth remembering, a story that connects you to history, to heritage, and to the hidden beauty in everyday things. Thank you so much for watching, Coin Explorers. If this kind of story inspires you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might have coins sitting in a forgotten drawer right now. You never know. Their next find might be the one that changes everything. Until next time, keep exploring, keep discovering, and always check your change. Because sometimes, even a simple 10-cent coin could be the gateway to a priceless journey.